McMillan, and then on the break, Kenny Smith gets the dream, the jam. Rockets up 11 at the half. Second half, it got intense. Vernon Maxwell, second tee, he is ejected. And then watch Sean Kemp shove Robert Horry into the Sonics bench, and then Horry shoves assistant coach Bob Kloppenberg to the ground. Kemp, disgusted, takes matters into his own hands. Gary Payton, open, brick from the backboard. We go the other way. Kenny Smith, the push to Ellie. Out of nowhere, Kemp with the swat. Sonics pull within 2, but Akeem and the Rockets would hold on. Fade and the foul. Rockets win 82-75. Akeem scores 23. Thorpe adds 20. Detlef Schrempf led the Sonics with 17. The Rockets improved to 19-1. That ties the second-best start in NBA history. The 69 Knicks have the best start at 23-1. Rudy T is a proud coach. Here's Lenny. Stacey Augmon stripped by Mitchell Butler. Michael Adams behind the back to Duckworth. Adams season high, 28 points and 11 boards for the little man. Hawks come back. Dominique, the nice pump fake. He scored 31 in the ball game, and then the Hawks running. Plastic Man, Stacey Augmon pushing to Kevin Willis. The Hawks do it. They win. 116-108. The Hawks set a club record by winning their 13th in a row. Willis had 16 points and 15 boards. The Jazz at the Warriors late in the fourth. Warriors up 2. And here comes Avery Johnson. Lob to Weber. Warriors go up 4. Jazz last effort. Stockton to Tyrone Corbin for a 3. It's good. We're going to overtime. Corbin scored 15 points. In OT, Billy Owens to Weber for the finger roll. Tied at 104. We're not finished. Vic Alexander to Latrell Sprewell. And there goes Latrell with the left. 29 points. Nelly and the Warriors win in OT. Chris Webber nearly had a triple-double. 16 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds. Stockton had 16 assists, but just 3 after halftime. Spurs over Denver. It's the 14th straight win for the Spurs over the Nuggets in San Antonio. David Robinson scored 31 points. Steve. Patrick Ewing rejects Antonio Davis, and then he blocks Scott Haskin. Ewing 5 blocks along with 32 points, but you know what? You don't block Kenny Williams down the pipe, and oh, hurt me. Knicks led by 5 at the half. Charles Oakley wants the ball to rock. Give up the onion or it'll make you cry. Look at the move by Oakley, 12 points. Knicks win it 98-91. Ewing also grabbed 10 boards and blocked 5 shots. Ryle said afterwards, defense is really the main key to our success. Our rebounders and our defense, that's holding us together. Cavaliers at the Bulls. The Cavs don't even want to see this guy in the building. Scottie Pippen making sure his hands are ready just in case BJ throws a lob to him in the first quarter. First quarter, lob from BJ. Oh, Scottie. 15 points, 13 boards for Pippen. Fourth quarter, Cavs try to rally. Doherty, nice move. He led all scorers with 21, but then it's Tony has done it again. To Corey Blunt, Mike Fratello and the Cavs lose by 9, 93-84. It's career win number 250 for Phil Jackson. Former Cavs Steve Kerr scored 18 points. The Suns and the Mavs, Quinn Buckner needs his Mavs to protect the ball against the Suns' pressure. Turnovers kill the Mavericks. Dan Marley steals it from Harper. He scored 23 points. Then it's Danny Ainge the steal. 16 points off turnovers in the first half for the Suns. Ainge back to Marley. Chucky was tough down low. The feed from KJ, 21 points, 13 boards. And the Suns win 114-103. KJ led the Suns with 25. Mashburn led the Mavs with 25. Jim Jackson added 22 at the Heat. Early third quarter, Harold Miner, the reverse slam. Heat led by 20. Miner, a career-high 28 points. Minutes later, D. Brown thinks about the reverse, changes his mind in midair, and banks. Impressive. Miami in control. Glenn Rice, 2 of his 25 of the night. The Heat dance away to a 111-80 victory. It's Miami's biggest margin of victory this season. The Heat played without Steve Smith and Brian Shaw. Moses Malone becomes the 5th player in NBA history to get 16,000 rebounds as Philly stops Milwaukee. Dumars 22, Isaiah 7 for 10 for 18 as Detroit over Minnesota. And Hersey Hawkins scores a season-high 26.
Shaq working up a sweat. 13 straight games with at least 20 points or more. Gritty-gutty Scotty Skiles runs into Rick Adelman's son, the Trailblazers coach. His son gets banged up. Skiles did check on him to see if he was okay. 3-way pass. Shaq, Hardaway, Skiles, good for 3. Magic by 4. Nick Anderson, 54-48. Shaq, Skiles, he is on fuego. 59-52 Magic. Then it's Scott Skiles, Anthony Hardaway. 13-point Magic lead. Skiles on fire again. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Magic leading by 17. Jeff Turner to Dennis Scott. 6 3-pointers. Best play of the night. Scott, Shaq, look out below. 23 for Shaq, 22 for Skiles. The Magic pick up the win. Portland getting thumped at home, 103-88. They have defeated the Blazers for 4 consecutive times now, with Shaq out of the lineup in a decisive third-quarter run. His all-time leading scorer. Who is the all-time leading scorer? Ken Norman. At least he was. L.A. led by just a bucket. Wayman Tisdale then got going. 2 of his 17 first-half points. Kings staying close third quarter. Mitch Richmond. Mitch puts the Kings up by 4. It was slow motion night, by the way, in this game. You could only play if you played in slow motion. Mark Jackson, Danny Manning, slow motion, of course. L.A. dunks, Sacramento, a loser by the final of 112. Actually, I should do the score in slow motion. 112-102.
Only the Jazz have played Houston. That was also a 2-point loss. To the Delta Center we go for this one. John Lucas, Jazz trying to snap their 6-game home win streak. First quarter, Stockton steals. Snakes his way past the worm for 2 of his 16. Then the mailman to Malone. He had 15. Jazz up 9 after 1. Spurs come back. Lloyd Daniels was 2 of 5 from three-point land. He scored 16. And J.R. Reed was tough inside. The fadeaway, a season-high 17. Spurs by 1 at the break. Third quarter, Stockton had 13 assists. Malone to Felton Spencer for the dunk. A couple of great passes from the mailman. As the quarter winds down, Jay Humphries is going to wind up. Count it, Utah by 5. And to seal it in the fourth, it's Brian Russell from 30. John Lucas has seen enough. He had 2 tees in the game. Utah wins it 102-87. The Spurs turned it over 20 times, 8 in the fourth quarter. J.R. Reed said, we lost our concentration with about 10 minutes left in the game. We just need to concentrate at crunch time. Don Barry's hustle has earned him more minutes. All you have to do on this play is watch number 17. Steals, misses the lay-in. Ainge goes the other way, and look out, here comes John Barry. Another steal, 2 of his 3 on the night. Then he throws it away. He's tired. He says, this play stops here. KJ had to be restrained a little bit. Barry needs the oxygen. Eric Murdoch won a 15 assist to Ken Norman. He scored 20 bucks by 1. But in the fourth, KJ, who hit 10 of 19, he had 32 and the foul. Mike Dunleavy, the foul language. Suns, 35 points in the fourth. 3 from Marley, who scored 19, and the Suns win it by 8, 112-104. The Suns sank 37 free throws. The Bucks had 10. Charles, 28 points, 21 boards, summed up the 4 and 16 Bucks this way. Just because you have a poor record doesn't mean you get blown out every night. Give them some credit for playing a good game. Give us credit for doing what it takes to win. Steve?
31. Game tied in overtime. Glenn Rice, the shot, Heat by 2. Kenny Anderson, his turn, hits the shot, game tied 95. Both coaches can't believe what's going on. Nets have a chance to win it. Chris Morris, off-balance shot that's short, so we go to double overtime. Remember, the Nets don't have Derek Coleman. He had fouled out earlier. Kenny Anderson, the running banker off the glass, Nets by 2. We go back and forth. Glenn Rice, the other end, the 3, Heat by 1. Next trip down, former Heat player, Kevin Edwards, the 3, Nets by 2. Stay with me if you can. 8 seconds left. Chris Morris hits the 3. Wouldn't you know, the only bucket he would hit on the night. So the Nets win it 110-105. Morris missed his first 8 shots before hitting that last one. And I guess that sore wrist Kenny Anderson played with, not a problem. A career-high 32 and the triple-double. How about Johnny Newman in that big net debut? Went 0 for 2 from the floor. Last 25 meetings in Boston. Celtics 22-3 against the Sixers, but they wouldn't have Robert Parrish again for the 4th straight game. Sean Green picks off the ace Euro pass and scores the goal. Sherman Douglas, the alley-oop over Sean Bradley to Dino Raja. Celtics up 51-45. Sixers come back. Moses Malone showing that good speed. Sixers, their first lead, 59-57. But then the D. Brown show. From the baseline, he's got it. More from D, this one from even further away. Way out. Hits it, a career-high 35 for Brown on 14 for 19 shooting. Celtics win it 112-107. Brown bounces back from a combined 3 for 18 shooting in his previous 2 games.
First quarter, Kemp goes baseline with the pretty left. Then Shaq puts an end to that. Watch this. They call the jump ball on the play as Shaquille puts Sean down hard. The very next play, Kemp with the slam, 16 points of the game. Sonics by 19 at the half. Third quarter, Seattle up 21. Kemp goes for the layup. Shaquille pushes him into the photographers, and Kemp suffers a cut in his brow and did not return. Shaq was ejected after scoring 16 points and grabbing 11 boards. An automatic 1-game suspension for the flagrant foul. Sonics win handily 124-100. The Sonics improved to 9-0 at home. Ricky Pierce led 7 players in double figures with 24 points. Donald Royal led the Magic with 17 points. The Blazers and the Mavs. Cliff Robinson and his headband had a big first half, 15 points, including the alley-oop from Drexler. Blazers up 8 at the half, but the Mavs showed some guts roaring back. Watch Jimmy Jackson, 4 tries before Popeye Jones tips it in. Rick Adelman can't believe his eyes. And with 12 seconds left, score tied Derek Harper for the win. It goes down and comes out. We go to overtime. Drexler hits the J to ice it. Quinn can't believe he took the job. Blazers win in OT. The Mavs fall to 1-19 and have lost 16 straight. Their longest losing streak is 19 games. That was set last season. It doesn't get any easier for the Mavs. They next host San Antonio before a 4-game road trip that includes Houston and New York. You know, hockey's the new game in town, and the Dallas Stars are shining for the home fans at Reunion Arena. The Stars have the best home record in the NHL. Ewing against Dikembe Mutombo. Ewing scores 20. Nuggets haven't won at the Garden since 1990. Robert Pack, the drive, dunk, and hang. Denver down by 3 at the half. Knicks look good all night. Pack is blocked by Herb Williams. Oakley pass to Hubert Davis. Herb Williams fills the lane, slams. Knicks built a 17-point lead. End of the game, it's free pizza time. Nuggets stuck on 84. Darnell Mee misses the first. Got to get 85, and there's no pizza. The second one for 85, no. Everyone's happy. Knicks win. But enjoy your pizza, Knick fans. The promotion is being discontinued. Ewing is now just 19 points short of passing Walt Frazier as the Knicks' career scoring leader. Karl.
It was a big-time dunk for Kevin Willis. He had 22. Ogman looked like he was going to lay it in and slammed instead. The Hawks by 5 after 1. Ogman with 10 in the first quarter. Cavs come back. Wilkins, little jumper, and he's fouled. Cavs held the Hawks to 13 in quarter 2. They lead by 8 at the half, but the Hawks come back themselves in quarter 3. Blaylock from 3 over Ferry, 22 from Mookie. Dominique also had 22. Great fake in the leaner. Game tied 88 in the 4th. Ogman, the lob from Blaylock, and he slams it in. He scored 23. The Hawks never trailed after that. The Hawks snap a 10-game losing streak to the Cavs. Atlanta has now won 14 in a row, one shy of Houston's 15. Earlier this season, Stacey Ogman said, hey, sooner or later we're going to lose a couple. Let's hope it's later. The last time the Rockets played the Heat, Vernon Maxwell was the hero. Remember the three-pointer, the 30-footer? Well, early on, the Heat take this inside. Cycli to Minor with a major jam over Akeem. He had 24. Who was in the crowd? Steffi and her dad. Rockets starting to hustle. Cycli will lose it. Karl Herrera, Hakeem for the dunk. Rockets by 5 after 3. Fourth quarter, Rudy T says, all right, time for the Vernon show to start. That's for 3. Then again, he took 20 shots on the night. 8 of them were three-pointers. Otis the save. He hit 4 of them in the fourth quarter. He hit 5 threes for the game, scored 16 in quarter 4, 25 overall. The Rockets win it 97-88. What is Maxwell's motivation against the Heat? He said afterwards, quote, Miami is a team that when I came out of college told me I couldn't play in the NBA. Every time I play them, it's in the back of my mind. It keeps driving me. You know what? Ultimately, it keeps driving Miami crazy. J.R. Rider has scored 74 points in his last 3 games. His Wolves in Charlotte. It's Brian Davis's shoe, a tribute to his former Duke teammate, Bobby Hurley. Muggsy to Larry. And time for a hug and a scream. Larry had 23, Charlotte by 5, and then Del Curry started hitting the threes. 5 straight, 17 straight points, 26 for the game. The Hornets were winning pretty, and then things got ugly. Person takes down Tony Bennett. And then he shoves him as he tries to get back up. Mourning doesn't like the shove. He shoves Person. A mini basket brawl ensues. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. Nobody hurt. There were ejections. Mourning and Person asked to leave. Hornets win it 101-85. LJ had 23. Mourning had 11 points and 10 boards. Curry said afterwards, when you're that hot, you don't worry about where you are on the court. If I catch it and I'm open, I shoot.
And third quarter, Sedell 3 takes it to the paint, scoops it up and in. He scored 20. Lakers up by 14, fourth quarter. What about Joe Dumars? Spins and creates the kiss. He scored 21. Bullets, actually the Pistons pull within 2. 17 seconds remaining. Nick Van Exel, splash. Lakers hold on to win 99-93. The Lakers snap a 4-game losing streak. The Pistons have now lost 9 of 10, and they failed to sell at the Palace at Auburn Hills for the first time since it opened in the 88-89 season. Bullets and Pacers. Cal Chaney back in Indiana for the first time as a pro. Sparked the Bullets in the first quarter. Steals from Byron Scott ahead of Michael Adams to Rex Chapman, who led the Bullets with 18 points. Third quarter, Reggie Miller heats up from the arc. 1-3, spots up another 3. Oh, Reggie Miller feeling it. 3 3-pointers in the third. Pacers up 17 at the end of 3. There's a dark, ominous cloud looking over the Bullets bench, and it's got a big head. Pacers win 106-87. Miller scored 21. Smith led the Pacers with 22. Byron Scott scored a season-high 16 off the bench, and Cal Chaney finished with 11 points for the Bullets. Karl.
7 other wore T-shirts, and the man who replaced him was Spud Webb and number 7 on his wristband. But it was another guard from New Jersey who stole the show. First he stole the ball, then Eric Murdoch laid it up and in a career-high 32. 45 seconds to go in the game. Murdoch, the hoop and the foul, a 3-point play, and the Bucks are up 4. On the other end, Mitch Richmond kept him in it. A 3, he had 27, Bucks by 1. Then Murdoch. One of the rare misses on the game. Kings have a chance to win. Tisdale off the rim. And Norman does a smart thing as time expires by throwing the ball down court. The Bucks spoil the game, winning at 96-95. L-Train, a good overall game. He had 17 points, grabbed 15 boards. Gary St. Jean said afterwards, "I thought we played hard. We just came up short." St. Jean said he wanted to send a video of a Kings win to Hurley. Now the Magic and the Clippers. Shaq, all Shaq underneath. Then the drive and the slam with authority. More Shaq. Nick Anderson finds him to Shaq. Oh, he had 31 and the Magic lead by 3 at the break. Second half, the Clips come back. Jackson to Spencer, he had 16 and the Clips out in front. Late fourth, Harper, the 3-bomb. He scored 27 and the Clips are up by, well, 2. Dennis Scott, a 3 of his own, he had 14 and the Magic lead is 1. Closing seconds, who do you go to? You go to the man, you go to Manning. 1.7 left and he drains it. He had 25, 14 boards and the Clip with a 1-point victory. Loy Vaught didn't start. He scored 23. The Magic 4-7 on the road. They are 1-5 at the Sports Arena. Craig?
For the nifty Platt, instead of suiting up, and oh, Weber behind the back to Latrell. Warriors up by 1 at the half. Nelly has a big man who can do it all. His favorite shot, in range, close to the hoop, slam dunk. Warriors up 5 after 3. Under a minute to go, Suns by 2. Barkley against Byron Houston. He scored 33 points, Suns by 4. Warriors respond. Latrell for 3. It's good. Suns up just 1. 30 seconds left. Suns still by 1. KJ misses the free throw. Rebound. Oliver Miller. Chuck thinks it's funny. They win. 110-104. Barkley scores 33 with 10 boards. Weber had 21 points and 11 boards. Sprewell scored 16 of his 28 points in the fourth. You better watch out for David Robinson. Caution, flammable. Robinson was very warm. Every hoop around the basket. 37 points, 15 boards. And the Spurs are 39-9 when he goes over 30. Rick Edelman and the Blazers shot just 34% in the first half. They were down 12 at the half. Everybody missing. Drexler, everybody missing. And then David Robinson, the reverse high off the window. Spurs coast for the win. Buck Williams grabbed 17 boards, but the Blazers were out-rebounded for just the second time this season. Despite the win, John Lucas said, turnovers are a problem. We're leading the league, and we won't be a good team like that. Bulls, Celtics, Dino Raja receives the NBA Rookie of the Month award, and then Horace Grant with the slam. Celts answer, X can pass and likes to on occasion, to Rick Fox, tied at 44. Bulls come back. A 13-0 run. Corey Blunt backdoor to Pippen plus the foul. Bulls by 13 at the half. Second half, D. Brown. Great look to Ed Pickney for the reverse. And then how pretty is this? Dino making Winnington look even slower than normal. Career high 26 for Raja. Too much Ho Grant. The feed from BJ, the hoop and the foul. Bulls win. The 31 points are a career high for Ho Grant. He also grabbed 15 boards and had 5 blocks. But Horace says he'll embellish this particular game. Quote, I'm definitely going to tell my grandkids I scored 31 on Larry Kevin. That's where they were Wednesday night hosting Utah. You can't beat that for entertainment. Look at the pass from Ryder to Leitner. Headband still in place, scores. And the Warriors, actually the T-Wolves are up. And then late in the fourth, the Jazz come back. 31 points for the mailman. Seconds left. T-Wolves down 3, actually down 2. That would win it with the 3-0. Michael Williams, who had a season-high 29, couldn't knock down the 3. The Wolves had plenty of chances down the stretch, but surprisingly, Isaiah Ryder never touched the ball. Karl Malone held Laettner to 9 points. The mailman said, quote, going into this season, my goal is to make the all-defensive team. Nuggets and the Sixers from the spectrum. Down on the boards, LaFonso Ellis misses, but fouls it up. He had 13 points. And then it's LaFonso again. This time, it's to Kenny Mutombo. With the tip-in, he scored 11. Big night for Jeff Hornacek. On the move, fading and hitting 2 of his 25, and then late in the fourth, how deep was this one? Hornacek, the big 3, capped off a 9-0 run. Sixers win it. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf scored 23 to lead the Nuggets. 76er owner Harold Katz is reportedly close to moving his team to Camden, New Jersey. An announcement could come in a few days. The team would still be known as the Philadelphia 76ers for marketing purposes. Pacers in the Omni, and it's Mookie to Kevin Willis. Oh, mercy. And then get ready for the Andrew Lang show. We don't get enough of Andy. Oh, hurt me off the miss, and then uses Rick Smits with the left. How about another follow slam? 9 points on the night. We just saw 6 of them. He also had 12 boards. Hawks up 4 at the break. Second half, Neek hits the J. Ted Turner, a little body English. 23 on the night for Dominic, but the Pacers would come on strong. Haywood Workman works the reverse. And then it's Dale Davis with the slam. Pooh, what about Pooh? The feed to Davis. And Ted Turner was ready to go home. As the Pacers outscore the Hawks 54-32 in the second half, they go on to win. The Hawks' winning streak ends at 14. It's their first home loss of the season. 19 points to surpass Walt Frazier as the Knicks' all-time leading scorer. But he was unselfish. The dish to Charles Oakley. Third quarter, then it happened.
Oakley drives the lane, dishes off for Ewing. 12-footer, it's good! And Patrick Ewing has just become the New York Knickerbockers' all-time leading scorer, who now has
Walt Frazier was on hand to congratulate Patrick as they stopped the play. And then a loss. Doc Rivers down the left knee. He's going to have it examined on Friday. No word on how serious it is yet. Ewing dominated. He scored 27 and 11 boards. The Knicks win. Oakley scored a season-high 21. Doug Christie and James Worthy led the Lakers with 14 apiece. Doc Rivers' left knee will be examined on Friday. The lob from Sweet Pea. David had 15 at the half. Dale Ellis had 18 points, 4 3-pointers. Spurs led by 15 at the break. Mashburn calls glass, and that's all he hits. But here's Jamal with the pretty move, the spin. He had 18 points. John Lucas likes the move from the Dallas rookie. But Robinson shows who's boss. The alley-oop from Daniels. 30 points for David, 14 boards. And Quinn Buckner can only take a seat and watch as the Spurs win 103-89. The Mavs lose their 17th straight. They are now just 2 losses away from early. Watch Benoit Benjamin. Ben, you got to get back, man. You got to get back. Muggsy to Hersey. Hornets up 3 at the half. And then the Nets defense took over. Lots of block shots and lots of steals, specifically 15 blocks and 14 steals. Get it out of here, Alan Bristow. How about a ball fake, people? Then, Derek Coleman. Oh, roll over James Naismith. What a slam by D.C. The Nets win it, 111-95. Both LJ and Derek Coleman finished with 15 points. Armin Gilliam scored 8 of his 16 during a third-quarter spurt. The Hornets have now lost 4 in a row on the road. Who's going to get healthy in Landover? The struggling Pistons or the Bullets, losers of 8 straight? Michael Adams can pass. Check out Googs and Adams. Is that pretty or what? 10 assists for Adams, who comes in the game averaging 6.5. Then it's Cal Chaney, the rookie, to Googs. The slam and the foul. Googs finished with 20 points and 10 boards. Fourth quarter, Joey D. Behind the basket, the rainbow is good. Then the tough lay-in in traffic. The Pistons up 3. Dumars 4-3, clinches it. Pistons win it 97-95. Dumars scored 27. Sean Elliott added 24. Washington has now lost 9 straight. Terry Mills grabbed 17 boards for the Pistons, who played without the injured Isaiah Thomas. Steve.
Pulls a big deal over his shoulder to Harold Miner for the Jam. Heat up by 9 after 3. They're up 82-65 in the fourth. Mark Price brings the Cavs back. The dish to Doherty, he hits at a game-high 25. Price not done. Good from 3. That finishes off a 24-4 run. The Cavs lead 89-86. But in the end, Steve Smith In the closing seconds for the win, he would score the last 4 points in the game. Good enough to give Miami the win, 90-89. Smith had missed Miami's previous 3 games, suffering from the flu. So the Heat get it done despite blowing a 17-point lead in the final 7 minutes. Of course, the Cavs, their thoughts are with Chris